Hello, fellas. Well, I wanted to do this to be a bit more scripted and formal, but given how the year and decade are ending, let's just consider this another transitional video into my new direction that I'll be having in the coming decade. Without further ado, let's open up the final film in the Millennium era Godzilla films, Godzilla Final Wars 2004. This entry was another one that before the series went hiatus, as they sometimes do. If they hadn't been planning on doing that, Toho most likely would have done so anyway after it turned to be the lowest grossing Millennium Arc movies, though it did make its money back heck on home media and has a following among many fans, especially, and you're looking at one of them. Um, the story is essentially a big brawl between many of the monsters of the series as Godzilla awakens from his slumber in the South Pole. And the movie is basically a 2004 era slugfest of a lot of your favorite monsters from the revered Toho series, including some ones that you might not be your favorites. Like, I gotta say, while I'm not the biggest fan of Manila, basically the little Godzilla, I do find one highlight in the movie is when and the infamous American Zilla, complete with a terrible CG, which actually recreates, actually gets royally curb stomped in the Battle of Sydney by the real deal, causing one of the Zillions, some people who actually were in some of the ones from the 60s, is to, after a bit of rage, to dismiss it as a useless 2D monster. Further, the fact is that according to this movie's branding, in they did it because it took the god out of Godzilla. Ouch. And notably, this movie isn't terribly concerned with it being too serious with itself. It's basically just focused on being a fun experience where it sees he's the king of the monsters, slug it out with Gigan, Anguirus, Kumanga, uh, Kamakuris, Ebira, Monda, Hedora, and Monster XO, as well as Monster X, on top of ones like Mothra and Hedora. I mean, I honestly would not mind seeing some of these in a future MonsterVerse film. If not, Godzilla vs Kong, coming in 2020. Hopefully, the reshoots go well, given how they pushed that one back to November that year. It was going to be coming out in March, but I also think it's another reason, given how it would have been a pretty crowded month on its own, which also have other ones that I have fond memories of. I mean, right now, my biggest concern for that film is that Adam Wingard's directing it, and given his previous work being the infamous 2017 Death Note and the which is hilariously bad, and as the 2016 Blair Witch, which I have not seen but I've heard not great things about, they got an uphill battle on their hands. Regardless, I can definitely recommend this, and with that in mind, I probably will be retooling some of the other reviews I had in mind. Most likely be doing another Millennium era Godzilla review, as well as a Kong review before Godzilla vs Kong comes out. Just not in the sense you'd expect, man. I mean, best indicator of what I can think of is like the previous Monsters Godzilla reviews I've done, as well as the one of Kong Skull Island. And I mean, so I also, one more note, I definitely like how they're actually looking back at 15 years. Like, I can definitely tell it's really 2004, complete all the Matrix, 6 Bullet Time, and the Zillions look like they really had Hot Topic with their outfits, man. I say that recording this and all my posters, decals, and my Goku jacket, so that's about it for now. This is only one of 2 more videos I got left before the finale this evening to close out this year and decade and direction. I will talk to you all later.